Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can start again.
Okay. So in today's session, we'll be learning what are ACLs in ServiceNow. So what exactly is a ACL? Means access control list. So what does this do is, this helps to control that what data a user can access and how exactly he can access it. So in other words, we can say this ACL decides that what all we want. Means suppose I'm the admin, so I can use all these applications. So whenever a user is having ITIL role, so he can only access incident, problem, change, like that. So each user with the particular role, what they can access, what they can do, is what we define in ACL. So in ACL, let me just open a notepad. So in ACL, we have the first main step in order to create an ACL or in order to make any changes to an ACL. The first thing is we need to have security underscore admin role. As an admin, we can't do it. So I'll just show where exactly the ACLs are. Where so under system security, you find ACL. You can just see. So if you see here, there is no UI button called new, right? In order to create or in order to modify, you don't have. So as an admin, I'll not have. So you need to elevate your role. How do you elevate your role? So by clicking your profile, you have an option called elevate role. If you click on that, if you just see here security admin, so elevate a role by adding privileges, where this will grant the modifications to high security settings. So you will be able to verify or modify the access control list. If I just click on update and refresh this page, you can see a button called new UI button. So this is where you'll be going and creating the ACL for a table or for any application. And the second thing, in ACLs, we have four main parts. So we call them as operations. The type of operations which you can perform are called CRUD operations. So C means create, R is read, and U is update, and D is delete. Okay, these are the four operations which you can do or create in the under the ACL. For any table, we will be creating, will be giving the access in order to create a record or read the record or update the record or delete the record. So this is where we call them as CRUD operations in ServiceNow. Okay, let me just show this form, how a form looks. So under type, it's automatically
Uh,
selected. Yeah,
yeah, before that, can you once again tell how to elevate the role?
yeah, sure, sure. So here under, once if you click on the profile icon, you'll have an option called elevate role. By clicking on that, you can just check this box.
I have to tick that box.
Yes, tick that box and
Okay.
click on update.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And here. So here the first one is type. So which type of ACL? I mean, like on the record, you're actually will be discussing on record today. In the integration part, we'll be discussing about the REST endpoint. Okay. So basically, we'll be using record for any type of ACLs, because if you see incident, you'll be storing a record. Under the record, a form is called as a record. So here the type is automatically selected to record. And then operations, which we have discussed: create, read, write, delete. And you have the other options, operations, which you see here. This also, like, this works like, suppose report, on report view, where the reports which are related to that table can be viewed. So for them, or for that also, will be creating the operations, different operations. So for now you can actually go ahead for these four operations, which are create, read, update, and delete. Okay. And admin overrides, what does this mean is, if you check this particular box, then this ACL will work for admin as well. If I uncheck this box, this ACL will not work for admin. Okay. So you can check or uncheck this box, it depends on the requirement. And coming to the application and active, application is global and active is, if this particular ACL is active, only then you can, this will work, else it won't work. And regarding the advanced, we'll be seeing in the next part. So name, so on which table you are exactly writing this ACL. So if I say incident, so on incident table you'll have the operations. So here, if you see, the main important question in any interview is, what are the types of ACLs we have in ServiceNow? So the first type of ACL here you are seeing, none. Table none operation. So what does this table none type mean is, it's like, let me give an example. So this is my house, let's say this is my house. Okay. You are able to see my house, you came to my lane and you are able to see my house, the boundaries of my house, the boundary of the exactly the house, how much area it is, the gate and everything. So from outside you are seeing my house. So that comes under the incident none or table none. Means you have an access to see the table but not go into the table. So you have the other one, which is called star. So star, in our example, you can come to any, you have the access to come to any room of my house, like the living room, the kitchen room, the bedroom, like that. So the access you are giving, it's the next level access. So star is like, whenever you give table star means it has the access where they can access all the fields in the table. And the third type is particular field. If I say assigned to, so on assigned to, they can actually access only the field called assigned to, like that. So we have the row level ACL and the field level ACL. These are the two types. The first one is row level ACL, which is table none. And the second one is the field level ACL. Field level ACL is where you'll be selecting particular field, like assigned to, or assignment group, or caller, like that. So these are the two types of ACLs. Is it clear what is none and what is star, and selecting a particular field?
Yes, Ak.
And next one is, whenever you click the advanced button. Okay. So under advanced, so we have, let me just uncheck and first explain this and then let's go to that. Role. So you'll be writing an ACL, but for which role you are writing this ACL is where you'll be defining the role here. So if you give any role, so we have many roles, right? ITIL, admin, like that, different roles. Let me say admin for now. Take an admin and write an ACL where, on the on particular field. Let's say to assign to, and uncheck this and save this ACL. So here it will be giving that it verifies that we are adding a field level ACL. So and continue. Let's check how this works. Incident. This got unchecked. Okay. Let's make it for read. I should be able to only read. So allow read for assigned to in incidents for the role with admin. Let me just check. Mm-hmm.
Honestly, can you test with ITIL role? Because we'll have that ITIL role. Admin is like full level access, right? So
Okay.
remove that, and we have ITIL user in instance, so we can impersonate him.
Yeah. ITIL and thus let me check who has the ITIL.
No,
Actually,
we have
I
ITIL
was in
role.
security admin, that's why.
No, if you impersonate, there is already a ITIL user in the developer instance. You can use him.
Yeah, let me just check. So, ITIL, yeah, able tutor is having. Let me just impersonate, ask him. Let me there's something which is there, so I guess we need to do for the new tables or new applications, because it's already the incident ACLs are there, which are like restricting this thing. So
Well, let's do one
that's
thing. Let's create one
yeah.
field in incident, and we can write ACL for that.
Yeah, let's create one.
A new field on incident table.
Yeah, okay.
And
Okay, sure.
that can be specifically visible to ITIL.
Yeah.
And for normal users, it won't be visible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like read something like
Yeah. So date of birth is a field which is new one.
that. Field, okay.
So birth is a field, and here the read operation, and for the ITIL. Is it okay?
Yeah, check for non impersonate with non-ATIL so that you can see. You should see that he will only have read access. People who doesn't have ITIL, impersonate with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take this guy. Check his roles. Let's remove this ITIL. Let's keep only ITIL admin. And check. He's unable to see the record. Let me open this record.
Yeah, since he's not a ITIL, so he can't see the field, and he can only see that self-service view.
Yeah. And
Sir, with the role, I think he should able to see that field.
yes.
That's the
Or first name is able. Check.
for him. If you go to incident table, you should able to see that field.
Yeah.
No, right. The other user also has the ITL role.
That user doesn't have ITIL role. That's
ITL.
equal.
He's only having the ITIL admin.
Mas- What is the user which you have impersonated before?
Bro, this guy, yeah.
Agree. Okay, what role does he have?
He's only having the ITIL admin.
Okay.
He doesn't have
He
ITIL.
doesn't have ITIL, right? So that's why he can't.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not having.
Yeah. If user have ITIL, then he can see that field. Otherwise, he can't. So that's how it usually works.
So here we'll be providing the role. According to the role, they can see the field or the operations which you provide according to that. And then here, these are the extra functionalities which were updated in the ACLs in the latest version in the Washington and the previous version as well, Vancouver. Okay, so where you'll be adding the security attribute conditions. Like suppose if I click on existing, then you'll be creating some security attributes like they have the admin role or the user is authenticated. These are existing security attributes. You can also create any new security attributes and do for the local. So local is where these conditions like if the group is hardware, or if the impersonating is true, means if you are impersonating any user at that particular time, this ACL should work like that, impersonating. So here local is where you'll be giving some conditions. Here you have all the conditions where you'll be giving those conditions, and according to the conditions this will work. And the other thing is data condition is where, so on the field, so on the incident form, if caller is this or if the category is hardware, then this ACL should work. Then you'll be giving those conditions here. And whenever I click the advanced one, here I'll have a script condition where I'll be writing the script. And whenever the script, the conditions which you mention and the role which you give is true, when everything is met, only then this ACL will work. If any one of them is false, this ACL won't work. The main part of the ACL is it should work for the given conditions, given role, and the script. So if these three are true, only then this ACL will work, else it will not work. This is all about your ACL. And I'll just show you a small demo kind of thing for a table. So if I just search for incident, so here I have an option where I can edit the application. So if you see, incident is an application where here you are providing the roles. So these two roles, only the users with these two roles can do all the CRUD operations. Means create, read, update, delete for this application. So whatever role you give here, only for them, this restricts the access to the specific roles. Otherwise, all users can view the application menu when it is active. Means these two roles can only see the application. And if you see the modules, create new, assign to me, open, here you have all the modules. So for these modules also, you have roles. If you can see a roles tab. So the first thing, it should match this. And the second thing, it will take this on the priority. Okay, if only this is true but the roles which you give here are false, then it won't be visible. If both are met, only then this particular module will be visible. Because whenever you write an ACL, you'll be writing for an application as well as all to the modules. So here once if you give, then it will apply on all the modules. But for a module, if you give only to the module, if you give, it works for the first for the table and then the module level. If this has any role, then it takes only the roles which you mention over here. Is it clear? Is it clear? Thumbs up or unmute and tell. Yeah, thanks, Harika. So now what we'll be learning is creating a custom application. Okay, let me just delete role and remove this. And again, if you just remove, again you'll go back to your normal role, which is the admin role. Okay. Now, so whenever you take an application, so whenever you want to create a new application, what are the main things we need? Can anyone tell? Like, if you take an incident application, so what are the main things of the incident application? Incident. So here you have incident. So what are the main things you find here? And whenever you want to create an application, what you'll do?
We can add fields.
Hmm.
We can add fields.
Yeah, fields. Okay. I need answers from everyone. Please unmute and answer. So topics which we have discussed, everything will cover here. That's why.
Assign to an assignment group.
Okay, that comes under fields. So here, if you see, this is my application. What are these called as?
Modules.
Yeah, we need, for an application, we need modules. Then, so if I click a create new, or if I click open, so what is being visible is the fields. And if I go and open a list, so what am I able to see?
Records.
Thoughts.
So we call them as list
Right.
layout.
Oh,
Okay, and the fields we call them as form view or the form layout.
yeah.
So under the form layout, you'll have all the fields. Under the list layout, you'll be having all the columns.
Um,
Okay. And what you have learned next. Next topic. In order to make any approval process for this incident, what you'll do, what you'll create. I have an incident. So in order to follow any approval process or create any records or task records for this particular incident, what will I do? In order to automate the process, what I'll do?
Order guide.
Automate the process. Automation in ServiceNow.
Flow.
What? Yes, exactly. I'm waiting for this answer. So in order to automate the process, we use flow. So we'll be creating a flow. And through the portal, if I want to create a record in incident table on an incident table, what will I do? What will I create? In order to create the task based records in ServiceNow, what will I do? Hari, I guess you told that answer.
Record
Just relate.
producer on those.
Yes. Yeah. So record producer. So whenever you want, you'll be creating an application, you need all of this. And next one, so in order to give an access to that application, what will we create in order to provide the access?
Roles or ACL.
ACL.
Yes, ACL. And so these are very much important. And UI policies, client scripts are on top of it. Will be creating them uh, according to the requirement. So, but the basic thing whenever you create an application, these are the main things which you need to create. So, how exactly you'll be creating? In ServiceNow, we have an application called App Engine Studio. So whenever I click this, so it is again another studio. The name itself says where you can have your workspace in order to create an app, add a table, add a flow, or add any experience to that. And this App Engine Studio will also provide you with the predefined templates. Okay, like the document approval template, emergency alert template. So you have different templates. Now what am I going to do is I'll be creating an application. So I'll click on this. So the main part of this is, in order to get the fields also, you need a table for that. So let me create one application called leave management, and we can describe regarding the leave management system. And if you have any picture, you can upload the picture, like your icon of that application. Like WhatsApp, we have an symbol, so the icon, you can add like icons to your application and click on continue. So the first thing is roles, creation of roles to your application. You can use the existing roles like admin and user, or you can add the roles according to the requirement. Let me just remove these two roles and I'll add new roles like mm, role 1. Let me say role 1. And if I want another role, click here, role 2. Like that, I can create number of roles. And once if I create roles, now if you just see here, let's go. We need to add the data, the experience, automation, and security. Data means the table. Experience means creation of fields. Automation means flows related to that table. Security are ACLs. So everything, every topic which we have covered is there. And under data, you can click and create a table. So if I just go here and click on add, so I'll be creating a table here. So if I have any table, I can import through a Excel and create a data integration. Through integrations also, I can get the data. But as of now, we'll be creating from the service now, then create a blank table. If I click this and click on continue, it's like a process. You can get that each step here while doing. So create a table or extensible table. So we have discussed what is an extensible table, what is just a table. So incident is an, what is incident, what is task, what type of tables are these? We have
Incident
seen,
is
right?
just a table.
Table.
Yeah. Incident is just a table or it is extending any table?
Just a
In-
table, I guess.
Just a table.
no, incident,
Problem.
problem, change.
Means
What are these tables? These tables extend the task table, which is the parent table, and incident, problem, change are child tables,
okay.
right? So we have seen this here. Configure table. So schema, show schema map. So incident. So incident is extending the task table.
Oh,
Clear? So here you can create the extensible table or a new table. Let's create an extensible table. Again, even let's take like this also is extending from the task table. Okay. You can create like that. Or you can select the other tables as well. And the table name is leave request, for example. Leave request. And if you just see here, we are creating a new table. So what does this mean is the prefix will be like X underscore the company ID. So for each company in your client requirement, they'll have their ID. So but X underscore is the starting prefix and then the company ID and then your table name. It comes like that. So here is your table name backend and you can make it extensible. Means this table can be extensible for its child tables. From leave request, you can create many child tables as this can act as a parent table if you check this box and auto number. So on the incident form, you see here the numbering, right? So this all, if I just click new, the number is automatically generated. So how is this happening? This when you click auto number and give a prefix for the incident, the prefix is inc, and you can give your own prefix and starting number 1000. Even if you see up to this, the numbers will be same. Okay, so 1001, 1002, 1003, like that. So here the starting number is 1000 and how many digits you want. So you will be providing the digits and click on continue. And for roles, if you just see, you can give the create, read, write, delete operations. So which we have seen under ACLs. So according to the requirement, we can give. If I select all, it will give all the operations. If I select only read, it gives only read operation. And then if I click on continue, and while creating, you can, if you just go back to the main application, which is ServiceNow, under this, if I click on this, if you see here, application scope got changed to leave application. It's not in your global scope, it's in the leave management because this is a scoped application. So we have two types of applications in ServiceNow: global application and scoped application. So global application means incident, problem, change. These all come under the global application. So from the scope called global scope, you can access them. So if I just am in the this scope, and if I want to access any incident or any application, if I just go back 1 minute. If I want to change this and say, oh wait, it should not change actually. Let me go to the actually it should not be, we should not be able to change that. Yeah, here if you can just see, so this record is the table where we have seen. So this record is in the global application, but we are in the leave management application. We can't edit some forms which are in the scope called global. So like that, if you see here, so the main difference is global application has some security constraints, like, but scoped application is very secured because you can only edit any application only in that particular scope. If you take a global, you can create records, you can do anything, but in a scoped application it is very secured. You can't edit an application, you can't do any changes. Whenever you are in that particular scope, only then you can do. And then here I guess it's ready. Yeah, done. So we have added the table. If you can just go onto the table and check, it's loading. Now you can add your form fields over here, the label, name, type. You can do everything here. So you'll be getting the existing fields as we have extended the table. And then next, get started. So here you can create a table. Here you can add a record. You can edit the forms here, member configuration. You can add a field to the table, and you can create new flows for this table, for this application. And if I just refresh this and search for the 1 minute. For this app, let me go and submit. Okay, we need to add everything. So once if you can add everything, we can check your table here. So tables under system definition, we'll have the table. Yeah, leave request is my table, which is extending this one. So from the, if you are not familiar, you can do from here as well by clicking the show form, layout form, show form, like this. From here also you can do. You can create the fields in the configure form design. You can do through the native UI as well. If you are getting confused here, you can do here. Okay, by searching its name in the tables. So now let me open one thing. So this is a new application called Leave Management System. And under Leave Management System, I have leave buckets, leave calculators, and then the leave request. If you see here, there is a separator. Okay, leave buckets, leave calculators are two applications. and under that leave request is a separator, and it has create new and all. So how leave management bucket application form should look like is with the employee, last year balance. These are the fields basically. And leave type, this is the drop down. This the first application, which is leave buckets. And the list layout should look like this. This should contain these columns. And the second one is leave calculator, means this one, leave calculators. So leave calculators the form should look like this. Leave assignment and leave type drop down is this one. You have all the values over here. You can just look into this and do. And the list layout is this one, country, ending month, and this. And the third one is leave request form, which is this one, leave request. So when I click on that, create new, the form should look like this. For all drop downs, you have the images, what you should include the choices. Here they have mentioned, and the list layout of the leave request. After that, you can exclude this one. You can go with the 10th one, creation of flow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 flows for that. You can just check, like, read the question and for which application the flow is related to. For that application, you can go ahead and create. And the last part is the ACL. So leave manager group should contain 5 users. So who are the users? Leave manager 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what they have to perform is everything is mentioned here. Read the question and go ahead and create an application. Okay. And if you don't know how to get this separator, I'll just show that as well. Mhm. Let's see. Let me check for leave. So you have the table name, right? Mhm. So let's take for incident, suppose. So I have a separator here. So how did I do is by clicking the edit application. So we can create a title over here, and the link type is separator. When I click new, let me go out of this scope. So when I click new here, so here link type, you have a link type, right? Where you can show the list of records. You can show only new record of that application. So create new comes from here. When you click new record and select the table, so we have our leave application table, right? So you can select this. Suppose this is the application menu should be our application menu. Okay. And then you can give the link type. The link type, you have different link types. When you give separator, it separates like this. So leave buckets, leave calculators, there is a separator, right? In order to get that, you'll be using a link type called separator and providing the title for that. Okay, is it clear or am I fast?
Everyone start creating.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
share
everyone
that
start creating.
PPT.
Then you will get the doubts or questions while you are creating it. So yeah, until 10:30, let's see how much ever we can complete. Let's start with, yeah, it's almost like 10, so we have 37 minutes. So let's start creating the application. So do you have the requirements?
I'll just share 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll share in the group so it will be easy to you. You can ignore the ninth slide. Uh, so I have shared the PPT. You can go ahead and start. If you're stuck somewhere, let me know. Yeah, first read the requirements and then start creating. Okay.